social channels and the Pac-12 Now app. With that, we'd like to welcome UCLA head coach Corey Close, Jordan Canada, and Monique Billings. Coach will let you open, and then we will take questions. We've got mics on both sides, and please, journalists, give us your name and outlet. Coach?
Well, as usual, I always start by thanking you as journalists for covering our sport and telling the stories of our players, because it is so important for our game. Right now, we're really hurting, but in the midst of hurting, I'm really proud.
Okay, we'll take questions.
It's all right. I'll finish. Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. They fought their butts off. They grew from the time in Eugene to here. They were relentless. They were locked in. They fought like crazy. And, you know, in the end, as I just shared with Pac-12 Networks, that when life kicks you, you got to let it kick you forward. And it's going to start with me. That I'm going to be a different coach for them, because all I can ask of them is that they fight like that. And that right now I'm going to let that kick me forward as a coach so that we're better when we have that opportunity in the NCAA tournament. And they're going to fight, and we're all going to hold the mirror up, and we're going to grow a few possessions better. So that hopefully that's an Elite Eight level game. And that's like, you know, we want to be playing deep into March. And I'm so proud of their fight, and obviously Oregon's a really good team, and they're going to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament, but all I can ask is that they give everything from their heart and their soul, and I couldn't ask for anything more on that front.
Thank you, Coach. Front row here.
Michelle Smith, Pac12.com. Jordan, can you talk about the last possession, what you guys were looking for, what you were trying to get there?
Well, we were trying to get isolation for a three or a quick drive to the basket. And obviously, I didn't make a good decision trying to pass to Mo on the inside. I mean, that's basically what we just tried to do. Try to get a quick two or a wide open three. And I just didn't make a good decision down the stretch.
Jordan's always going to take responsibility, and she's going to take too much on with that. But the job that she did on Sabrina defensively, to play that aggressively, to make her catches that hard, and to do it without fouling was remarkable. I thought, you know, we had opportunities. We tried really hard to find Mo more inside. They were playing all those passing lanes, but in the end, that last play was not as clean, but I thought it was the plays leading up to that we needed to get a little bit more production.
Here in the front.
Monique, can you talk about the momentum swings in the game? Because there were a lot of them. You guys bust out a 13-2 run. They come back. I mean, obviously they finished the game on a run. What was it about those swings tonight?
Well, we expected them to, when we had our first punch, we expected them to punch back. So we knew that that's how the game was going to be, and so that's how we just had to prepare our minds for that. And we wanted to set the tempo, and I think that's how we came, and we started out the game that way.
Sky Muller, KVAL TV. Corey, you guys win on points in the paint, second chance points. You win the turnover battle. I mean, what didn't go right tonight aside from the score?
We missed some jump shots. They were rolling the dice on our jump shots and trying to really clog the lane. They hadn't played us a possession of player to player, and they went a lot of player to player defense and switched all the screens and just tried to keep us out of the lane. Their main thing was to keep Jordan out of the lane, even fouling intentionally in transition, because they couldn't stop her once she was going downhill. But we got some open jump shots, and we needed to knock a few more of them down. We need to probably have a few more ball movement so that we could set some screens to free up some easier touches for Monique, but we didn't hit shots. We were 0 for 7 on our last 7 trips down the floor, and we gave up some, we said we couldn't give up layups or threes down the stretch. We could live with mid-range contested jump shots, but we had to take away straight line drives and threes, and we gave up a couple of those, and then we went 0 for 7 on our trips, and we couldn't get those buckets to fall. So obviously it starts with me. I'm the head coach. I'm ultimately responsible. That's my job. And so, I'll go back and look at the film on that and figure out if I could have equipped our team in any different way to get us some easier shot opportunities, and hopefully it'll make me better. Buck stops with me.
Kate Scott, Pac-12 Networks. This question's for Jordan and Mo. There's lots of really, really great teams here in the Pac-12, but when you and Oregon go at it, it just goes to another level. Why do you two think that the games you play are as thrilling and as exciting and back and forth as they've been this season?
I would say both teams are just passionate and competitive. I feel just a max amount of competitiveness out there on the floor, and both teams won it. So it's really, we talked about earlier, too, we have to earn it. So clearly, I mean, they were the better team tonight, and you just have to give credit to them.
Yeah, I agree with Mo. I think it's just about the energy and the passion and fight and who wants it more. I mean, this is a tough league and tough conference, and we know every game's going to be a battle. But Oregon's a great team, great IQ, and they play their hearts out, and we play our hearts out. And at the end of the day, it just comes to who wants it more. And tonight, we fought, but we didn't fight hard enough. And hats off to Oregon for a great effort.
We'll take one final question right there in the middle.
I'm Joy from the Daily Bruin. Mo and Jordan, you guys have played the last 2 weeks. Every game has been so close and come down to the final stretch. How does this prepare you guys for the tournament moving forward, and how have you guys learned from all those games?
I would just say we have to keep learning what we're doing well and what we can do better. There's always room for improvement, so we have to go back to the drawing board, every single one of us, and we have to learn how can we improve, how can we get better so these games aren't so close, and just being able to lock into a game plan along the stretch in the game and being able to finish out the game.
Yeah, I agree with Mo. I mean, towards the end of the season, everybody's going to give you their best game, and we just have to stay locked in and mentally prepared for 40 minutes, day in and day out, and that starts in practice. It starts with me and Mo and Kelly just bringing that energy throughout the rest of the season, and we know it's just going to be a battle, so we have to stay locked in and mentally focused.
All right, we'll wrap up there. Thank you, UCLA.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome again. This press conference is streaming live on the Pac-12 social channels and the Pac-12 Now app. And we welcome the Oregon Ducks, Coach Kelly Graves, Maite Cazorla, and Sabrina Ionescu. Coach, we'll let you open, please.
First of all, I want to congratulate Corey and the Bruins. They've had a tremendous season. They will continue to represent the Pac-12 well. That's a Final Four caliber team with Final Four caliber athletes and a coaching staff. And for some reason, they bring out the best in us, that's for sure. I don't know if I want to play them again or if I don't want to play them again. It just seems like every time we do, it's one of those great games. But I'm really proud of our team. I thought down the stretch, especially in the last half of that fourth quarter, I just thought we were tremendous defensively. And you know, even though they got some second shots here and there late, we made the stops when we needed. And then, I don't know, it was kind of a blur at the offensive end. I don't know how we got open on a couple of those, but I'm just, again, really proud. This team continues to inspire me each game and amaze me and continue to make the plays necessary for us to move on.
Thank you. Front row, Stephanie, and then on the outside.
Steph Lowe with the Seattle Times. Sabrina, what were you thinking at the end, that those final possessions when you had the steal, and then at the end when you guys were trying to stop Jordan from driving to the lane?
I wasn't really thinking, to be honest. It just came down to playing basketball, and we knew we had to get stops and not let Jordan get open driving lanes, because we knew that she was going to try and take over that game and get the ball in her hands late. But I think we stuck together throughout the whole game and played really well down the stretch and got stops when we needed to.
Sabrina, what's it been like going against Jordan Canada these last couple of years, and what was tonight like? Because she clearly wanted this game so badly.
She did. She's always been a mentor and a great leader. We've played each other in AAU and throughout high school, and then now in college. So we're great friends. We played this summer on the USA team together, and she's definitely a warrior. She's going to fight till that last buzzer sounds, and she did tonight. So she's a great example to all players, not necessarily just point guards.
Michelle Smith, Pac12.com. Actually, for Kelly, can you just talk about the swings in this game? I mean, a lot of runs where, somebody got a little bit behind, 13-2 for them, 13-2 for you. You guys finished on 10-0. Just what those swings were like, and did you know they were coming?
Well, anytime you play UCLA, you know they're going to make runs because that's the kind of team they are, and they feed off, turnovers, long rebounds, those kind of things. We're fortunate that we made the last one, but I thought our maybe a 13-2 run late in the second quarter, I thought was the key to the game in a lot of ways, just because it gave us a little bit of momentum going in. I thought the first half we were as poor offensively as we've been. But we at least got a little bit of life, and Lexi hit one of those big threes. I thought that was big for us. It seems like every time she makes a three, it almost counts 4 or 5 because it seems to give us a lift. And she hit a couple in the second half that were huge too. So, yeah, I think that 2 really good offensive teams, and runs are just part of the game. Bree could tell you that.
For either of you guys, I mean, how much did the crowd sort of energize you? Sabrina, you were kind of like urging them on at the end. Was that sort of energizing for you guys on the court?
Oh, for sure. It almost seemed like the whole arena was filled with Oregon fans, and it was really nice and inspiring to actually see. I was firing them up. I mean, they stood with us throughout the whole game. We were down 13. They were still, pumping us up and cheering us on, and that's really nice to see. So we hope they all come out tomorrow and continue to help us get this win.
Front row.
Actually, for Sabrina and Maite, Oregon's never been in the championship game of this tournament before, and it's going to be 3 games in 3 days. And this was a lot of energy you guys expended tonight. So where do you get the energy to play for a title tomorrow?
We'll just get, the normal 8 hours of sleep and be ready to play tomorrow. It's not going to be too bad. Coach let us rest in that first game against Colorado. So I'm ready to go right now. I'm excited, and I want to play the winner of this game going on right now, and I think that we're just going to come out and play as hard as we can and try and take a championship home.
Like she said, everyone's going to be tired, so we just have to play hard and then just do it.
We have another question here in the front row.
Brianna Stewart from the Seattle Storm. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach Graves, good job.
Thank you.
Miss you so much. My question is for Sabrina Ionescu. Did I say it right?
Yes, thank you.
I was practicing. Obviously, March is the best time of year. I think so anyways. What do you do to make sure that your team continues to bring it to, how do you make sure that your team continues to bring it up a level?
I think it's a mindset. I know, our offense, our defense, we've been practicing on that all year, and things like that aren't going to change. Scout's going to change, but I think we just have to focus on what we can control, and that's energy that's being dialed in, and that's what we preach every day. As long as we go out there and give it 100% on the floor and leave nothing out there, I think everything's going to take care of itself.
Kelly, even though you guys won all 3 games against UCLA, did you sense it's kind of building into a rivalry with just the level of play and just your thoughts on those 3 games with UCLA?
I don't know about a rivalry, certainly long term, but it certainly was this year because I think each one of the games were a little bit epic, and they all came down to the last possession or 2, and a couple were in front of national TV audience, and it's just really good players on both teams. I mean, it's high level. There are a lot of stars, and I think that that plays well, I think, on TV. But I don't know. I'm just glad we won this game. I haven't looked long term in terms of any kind of rivalry, but boy, I tell you, they sure brought the best out of us. There's no question about that. That's a really good team, and Jordan Canada and Monique Billings, Kelly Hayes, those three seniors have been just phenomenal for them, and it's been as an opposing coach, it's been a pleasure to watch them. It's been a pleasure to coach against them for 4 years.
Kelly, can you give me an update on Satu's status?
Don't know. Yep, she's not feeling so good, but I hopefully is going to be okay. And if she's not, we'll just make sure that somebody has to step up and take her spot. But she sure means a lot to us, that's for sure. And I thought she had a pretty good game. Didn't shoot so well, but I thought she had a really good game tonight.
In the middle there.
Spooky.
Oh,
Kelly, way in the dark in the back here.
Way in the back.
How was that game to coach? I mean, was it bottling up all game? Because at the end, I think I saw you jump as high as I've seen you jump.
He can't.
Kind of a Phil Mickelson vertical is what you're saying?
He can't jump.
Inch and a half. I was a set shooter. Yeah, I don't typically get that emotional, but that was a heck of a game. We didn't show many signs that we were going to win that thing until late, and just didn't appear at times to be our day. And these guys just gutted it out. I thought defensively, man, late in that game, we ran, I think, 4 possessions of man-to-man against them in our first 2 games combined, and we went man-to-man most of the night tonight. And I thought our kids did a really good job and held a high-scoring team down. So that's going to bring that kind of emotion out. Don't get used to it. No need for slow-mo either on that.
In the middle row here.
Aaron Alter, Daily Emerald. Sabrina, Maite, this game got so physical. How do you guys manage that sort of chippiness, that aggression, going up to the line but never crossing it too much?
Well, that's just the game of basketball. I mean, we knew it was going to be a physical game. They didn't want to lose, and we didn't want to lose. So the game got a little bit chippy, and the refs let us play, which was actually nice to see. So they came at us, we came at them, and I think we stood our ground pretty well, especially being a young team. I don't think we're really used to people trying to bully us physically like that, but I think we took it well, and it definitely played to our advantage. I think it kind of fired us up a little bit and got us a little angry.
In the far back again.
Kelly, Andrew Greif, the Oregonian. Your team has not been in the position to fight back from double-digit deficit in a long time. When you guys got down 13 in the first half and then 6 in the final last half of the fourth quarter, were you curious to see what your team's response would be, considering it had been such a long time?
Oh, I don't know if I was really curious, but I was, looking forward to seeing, what we were going to do. And again, they've kind of done this all year. They've just kind of battled and grinded. It's not always the prettiest, but they just kind of get it done. And that's just one more thing now we can use as this season goes on. We get into further postseason play. Hey, we've been down deficits like this before. Execute one possession at a time and get this thing back. So we'll use that at some point later on in the season.
In the back row again.
For Sabrina and Maite, I guess Stanford is the one Pac-12 team you haven't beaten this year. Would you like another shot at them? Do you have a preference in terms of who you face tomorrow?
Preference? No, I don't think so. But I think I know we would definitely like another shot at them. I don't think we played our best game. So that was kind of a hard pill to swallow to lose to them. But regardless of who wins, I think we're going to be ready, and we're just going to focus on ourselves and continue to get better. But Stanford would be a good game for us. I think we're going to grow and take it to them.
Another question in the front row here.
I'm not used to being on the other side of things, so I'm not used to asking the questions. It's hard to come up with them. My question is for Maite. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, check me out. 2 for 2. So obviously tomorrow's championship game. Tonight was basically like a home game for you guys. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of Oregon fans, that type of thing. What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like tomorrow? And do you have a preference on What color should I wear tomorrow? Because I went neutral today.
Definitely either yellow or green tomorrow. That'll be that'll be good. I think hopefully we have a lot of Oregon fans, but we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to play tomorrow, whoever wins, and we can wait.
Is that it?
Any further questions? One more in the far back.
Jim Bernard, Westwood 1. Questions for Kelly. First off, first championship, Pac-12 championship game for your school. How much pride do you take in that as a coach? And two, the momentum you built from tonight's comeback, how much do you think that'll carry over in tomorrow's game?
Well, I sure hope it carries over. You know, as far as the first championship game, we've had so many firsts in the last year and a half that, you know, they come fast and furious now. So I don't think that's as big a deal as maybe it would be. But, you know, from the longest run in the NCAA tournament last year to our first semifinal, I think, last year, and now the most wins in program history, and on and on and on. So we've had a lot of firsts. I would love, and I know we're going to work hard and be ready for the first tournament championship tomorrow. That's what's next up, and I sure hope that we have enough to get one more.
And one more question.
Jim Hain from Associated Press. And when you have three-point shooters like that, you're down by 13. You know, for many teams, that's a 6-7 possession game. You guys, you're down by 6. It's not 3 possessions. It's 2 a lot of times. How much of a factor is that when you're running your offense, knowing that you've got three-point shooters like that, especially when you're behind?
Yeah, well, it's a luxury, that's for sure, and it's not just 1 or 2. We can put four three-point shooters out there. And we didn't all have great shooting nights, but we had enough of them. So, yeah, definite luxury, no doubt. Okay, you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.